Running of the Bulls festival is one of Spain's most notorious fiestas. In Spain, it's known as Las Fiestas de San Fermín, or simply Sanfermines. You've probably even seen some rather shocking footage of tourists and Spaniards alike getting trampled or even seriously injured by the bulls. But do you really know what it's all about? Well, if you're curious or planning to go even, then you're watching the right video. In just a few minutes, I'm going to brief you on everything that you need to know. So the running of the bulls is actually just one part of the 9-day Sanfermines festival, which takes over the city of Pamplona every July. It also includes street parties, cultural events, processions, and impressive firework displays every night. Of course, the main events are the daily encierros, as they're called in Spain, or what we call the running of the bulls. So you might be wondering, well, where did all this come from? First records date back to medieval Spain. Originally, it was a religious festival celebrating the patron of the Navarra province, San Fermín. Back then, there wasn't any bull running like there is today, but over the centuries, the fiestas evolved. It's said that initially, countrymen would bring their bulls into the city for a sort of rodeo-type event, or corridas de toros. In the process of leading the bulls to the city, what would happen was kids and adults would smack them to get them moving, sometimes jumping in their way for a quick thrill. It wasn't until the 18th century where modern-day running of the bulls really started to take shape. Later, Ernest Hemingway wrote about the Sanfermines in his book The Sun Also Rises. From that point onwards, the festival began to attract a lot more visitors and international attention. Fun fact, women only got the right to participate in 1974. Today, the Fiestas de San Fermín draw over an astounding 1 million visitors every year. So what actually happens during the festival and the running of the bulls? The festival begins with the chupinazo, which is basically a big firecracker. It's set off from the city hall's balcony in front of masses gathered in the square. With this, the party starts at noon on July the 6th. Los Toros de San Fermín get going the following day at 8 AM sharp and occur every morning until the last day of the festival on the 14th. The running starts on Santo Domingo Street and ends up at the Plaza de los Toros when the bulls enter the bullfighting stadium. The whole circuit isn't very long, in fact it's just over 800 meters. And if you're wondering how long it actually takes to run, you're really only looking at a few minutes. It sounds simple enough, but the tricky bit is Pamplona's narrow cobblestone streets. Before releasing the bulls, hundreds of runners chant together for protection from San Fermín. A San Fermín pedimos por ser nuestro patrón que nos guíe en el encierro dándonos su bendición. San Fermín, we ask you to be our patron, that you guide us through the running of the bulls and giving us your blessing. Once the first rocket is sounded, the gates have been opened and the bulls are released. There are 6 fighting bulls and then a handful of castrated bulls to keep them in line. Once all of them have left the corral, or their bullpen, then the second rocket sounds, and that's when the runners start to get nervous because it means the bulls are coming. So is it actually as dangerous as it sounds? Well, every year during the running of the bulls, over 200 people are injured. Fortunately, it's usually just scraps and bruises, but since records began in 1924, 15 people have died from being gored or struck by a bull's horns. The most recent death was 2009. Once the runners reach their destination, thousands of people await them in the bullfighting stadium, where the bulls are corralled. The bulls are then the main attraction later in the day during the bullfighting event, and I think we all know how that ends, and it's not good for the bulls. So if you feel like taking your chances running with the bulls, here are some tips. Chief, wear white and have a red handkerchief or pañuelito. This is the traditional attire for the event. Most importantly, you'll blend in so as not to outright attract the bull. Get there early. While the event starts every day at 8 AM sharp, you need to get there around 6:30 or 7 to get into the area where the running actually begins. Don't drink too much alcohol. There is a lot of wine and sangria during San Fermín, but remember, you're going to need good coordination skills. If you fall, stay down. It would be better to get trampled by a bull than gored by their horns. Look back and look forward. You need to see if the bulls are coming, but you also need to check that there aren't piles of fallen people in front of you. You have to be over 18, and yes, they might ask to see your ID. No cameras or equipment of any kind is allowed, so if you're going to risk it, make sure it's nothing too bulky or obvious. So there you have it, everything you need to know about Los Sanfermines. And if the actual running isn't for you, then watch Los Toros from a private balcony behind the barricades or at the finish line in the bullfighting stadium. Have you ever been? Do you think you'd actually do it and run with the bulls? Let us know in the comments below. Would you like to learn more about Spanish-speaking culture and traveling around the Spanish-speaking world? If so, we've got more videos for you right here. Subscribe to the channel for more just like this, y nos vemos en el próximo.